Hey guys, in this month's Historical Fiction 101, I'm going to be sharing with you books set in Ireland. So, since March 17th is St. Patrick's Day, I thought, hell, I'll do a historical fiction recommendations for books set in Ireland. So I hope you guys enjoy. I have 12 books here that I found and would like to share with you. And if I've left anything out, if you guys have further recommendations, please comment down below. The first book I have here is The Girl Who Came Home by Hazel Gaynor. And this book follows a young Irish woman who leaves her small Irish town and she boards the ill-fated Titanic. I'm a little worried how this book might end. Hopefully she makes it out alive, you guys. Next, I have Fallen by Leah Mills. This book takes place in Dublin in 1915 and it follows a young woman who is dealing and struggling with the aftermath of her twin brother's death on the Western Front, and also, in the meantime, she's coping with her feelings, falling in love with her brother's best friend. Next, I have a book that's not even been released yet. It's actually being released March 28th of this year, if the publication date was correct on Goodreads. And this is called The Girls of Ennismore by Patricia Falvey. And this book takes place in the early 20th century, and it follows two girls of wildly different backgrounds, and the two of them starting up an unlikely friendship, and together they try to overcome their different places in life and the barriers that separate them. Next, The Stolen Child by Lisa Carey. And just to make this one easier on myself and help this video move along a little quicker, I'm going to look at my notes. This book takes place in 1959, follows a young American woman who travels to St. Bridget's Island off the coast of Ireland to claim her late uncle's cottage, and she experiences the folklore and magic and superstition that pervades the lives of the people who live on this island. And that sounds real good. My next recommendation is The Good People by Hannah Kent, who most people know from her book Burial Rites. And this book takes place in County Kerry, Ireland in 1825, and it follows a woman named Nora who has lost her daughter and her husband all in the same year. That sounds horrible. And she's burdened to care for her 4-year-old grandson who cannot speak or walk. Next, The Magdalene Girls by V.S. Alexander. This takes place in Dublin, 1962, taking place on the gated grounds of the convent of the Sisters of the Holy Redemption. And from what the synopsis says, this convent houses a bunch of fallen women, whether that be women who are prostitutes or criminals, just anything associated with fallen women, I suppose. And yeah, these women who are forced to kind of live at this convent, they are cruelly worked and punished. And this sounds really good. I gotta get my hands on this one, you guys. The next book that I have for you guys is a book that I think has popped up in numerous Historical Fiction 101 videos within the past year, and it's The Wonder by Emma Donoghue. And this follows an English nurse who travels to a small Irish village to observe what appears to be a miracle, and the miracle being a girl said to have survived months without eating food. So this English nurse is essentially arriving to help save this girl's life. Next, we gotta get to some Tubin, however that guy's name is pronounced. We definitely gotta include him in this video, obviously. So I have two recommendations from him. The first being Nora Webster. And this takes place in 1960s Wexford, Ireland, and it follows Nora Webster, obviously, widowed at 40, caring for 4 children with barely enough money to live. So she must move on from her grief to keep the family going. And then the next book from Tubin, if you haven't already guessed, Brooklyn. And this takes place in the 1950s. It follows Eilish Lacey, who leaves her small Irish village for a better life in America. And yeah, if you've seen the movie with Saoirse Ronan, so good. I love the movie. I have the book as well, and I cannot wait to get to it. It's such an incredibly amazing story, you guys. I highly recommend it. Next, Ghostlight by Joseph O'Connor. This takes place in Dublin, 1907. It follows a young actress. She ends up having an affair with an older man who is like a playwright at the theater she works at. And she dreams of stardom in America. Next, Love in Summer by William Trevor. And this takes place in a small Irish town. Why do all of these books take place in a small Irish town, you guys? Every single synopsis is practically the same. Anyway, I digress. It takes place in a small Irish town where not much happens until a girl named Ellie meets Florian Kildare. That sounds like a Harry Potter name. Florian Kildare. Anyway, Ellie meets this guy, he's a photographer, and he starts doing some weird things because he starts taking photos of mourners at a funeral home. That sounds interesting. And my last recommendation, The Wild Irish by Robin Maxwell. And this follows the relationship between Queen Elizabeth I of England and Grace O'Malley, the Irish pirate. Ooh, that sounds awesome. I love anything with Queen Elizabeth. And I don't know much about Grace O'Malley, but she seems like a pretty badass lady from the little bit that I do know about her. So, yeah, you guys, that's the 12 recommendations of books that are historical fiction that take place somewhere in Ireland, even if it's only temporarily. Still takes place in Ireland at some point in the novel. So in the comments below, like I said earlier, if I left something out, please share your recommendations down below. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you like this video, you may like these other videos. Bye, guys.